What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy Jay.
This is Cheese Man here.
Once again, I'm here. I'm in another state. I'm on the same media stage, ready to get into another wrestler space. This is the end of the year, and you guys know me. I'm Mr. Grind Until I Die, and my team is the number one in the NFC. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby. Jay, the Phenom, Mr. Vikings, Moldy Cheese. Thank you guys for reaching out. For the end of the year awards, there's some things we got to speak about. Let's get it.
Let's do this.
Welcome back to Triple Threat.
We are the Triple Threat Podcast. This is episode 2, end of the year, 2017 edition. Thank you all for joining us on this lovely Sunday afternoon, evening, morning, whenever the heck you are watching this.
And if you're watching us on the other side of the world, why are you watching us on the other side of the world? Happy New Year.
Or Konnichiwa.
I don't think their New Year is the same as ours.
Well, I'm doing it anyway. So, deal with
it. Anyway, let's get this outside the ring business. Fellas, there's a big rumor, that a certain superstar and a certain other superstar is going to meet at WrestleMania. It's, in some people's opinions, including mine, 10 years too late. But John Cena's WrestleMania opponent is rumored to be the Phenom, The Undertaker. That seems to be the rumored opponent for John Cena. How do you fellas feel about John Cena and The Undertaker 30 years too late?
It should have happened, if anything, should have been last year when they were hyping it up like they were beforehand, but they decided not to do it. So at this point, since John Cena, even though he has made many a promo over this last calendar year talking about how he's not a part-timer, he is now a part-timer. So why should I have any interest in this when he's truly a part-timer?
Yeah,
I mean, you were interested in Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, weren't you?
Goldberg and Brock Lesnar was a different case, though. Goldberg wasn't proclaiming he wasn't going to be a part-timer. He wasn't going to be away from the business. Goldberg was something he literally came back for maybe 3 or 4 months, almost consistently as much as he could, and actually, in terms of the hype around it, provided something that we all could get back into.
That's fair. Chief?
I'm not excited about it. This match, just like how Undertaker's thing should have happened, this match should have happened a long time ago. I mean, it'd be fun to see, but it's just not going to be exciting.
And one thing I do worry about too is the fact that if we look at honestly what happened, I know it's a different style of wrestler, but we took a look at how Undertaker fared after he did with like Roman Reigns this past WrestleMania. I mean, I get it. Undertaker's old. He's just old, and I mean that's.
I don't think that's fair.
It's not fair. But I'm talking about in terms of longevity of a match and how long his body is going to be able to hold up for something like that.
I think in terms of that, I think Cena is better to carry him. Taker's been old for a while, and he still had pretty decent matches with Triple H. He has to be in the ring with a veteran, with someone who can carry him. And John Cena can do good enough of a job to at least do that. Roman Reigns was not ready to be in that position.
I will give you the fact that John Cena could basically carry almost any match if he needed to.
I mean, how many times has Roman Reigns had to carry a match with someone who was really, really terrible? How many great Khali matches did he have? So, I mean, Roman, don't get me wrong, Roman is a great worker. He's had great matches with people who can also wrestle. Braun, AJ, Big. I mean, he had really good matches. Okay, but John Cena, we've seen Cena against like Lord Tensai.
Yeah.
We've seen Cena against Great Khali. We've seen Undertaker against Great Khali. Undertaker against the Giant Gonzalez. Like we've seen them in different worst level talent. And I think because of that experience, John Cena be able to carry Undertaker to a decent match. We're not gonna get a great match. We're not. But I think it'd be decent. I still am not excited like you guys though. In other news, Braun Strowman got sent home from the WWE Holiday Tour due to illness. Paige had an injury scare at a house show. She is alright. The first big match announced for 2018 goes to SmackDown, where AJ Styles and Sami Zayn will wrestle for the first time in a WWE ring. And that's all I got for outside the news.
And of course, the Women's Royal Rumble.
No, we're gonna get to that.
We're
gonna get to that.
Okay.
That's because it's gonna come up in one of our topics. We'll get to that. We'll touch that.
All right.
So, where do we want to start off, fellas? Y'all want to go? How did Cheese list this? Let's go to Twitter. We're gonna shout out Cheese's Twitter. Cheese, what's your Twitter?
My Twitter is @TheCheeseAbides.
We're going to the Cheese Abides looking for a run sheet here. I can't find it. Jay, can you find it?
I already got it up.
You already got it up?
Yeah, so things on the list that we can discuss is best wrestler of the year or the worst wrestler of the year, depending on how we want to start the segment. Best pay-per-view, worst pay-per-view, the most shocking news, the biggest disappointment, biggest surprise of WWE, not WWE, and so on and so forth until we get bored.
We got Feud of the Year also.
Match of the
Best
Year.
Feud of the Year.
Tag Team.
Tag Team of the Year. So, let's start with our worst feud of the year, fellas. I'll start off. My worst feud of the year is Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. It was a fantastic idea. It was just very poor execution. They pulled the bullet. I mean, they pulled the trigger way too early. That match did not need to take place at WrestleMania. It was forced. The reason Randy Orton betrayed him was so random. All of it just didn't make any sense. It ended in that terrible House of Horrors match, which will also be another nominee of mine. It just had so much potential, and it fell so flat. My honorable mention also is the Enzo versus Cass feud. Also terrible in terms of match reward from it. I think both of those had very high acclaim. Every fan wanted it, and it just was executed very, very poorly. So my worst feud of the year is Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt, with honorable mention to Big Cass and Enzo, who wants to take a stab at that.
I got one. I'm actually sticking on the Bray Wyatt train, but I'm going to say Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor.
Damn it.
And you're probably thinking the same thing.
Yes, I was.
Here's like
I gotta think of a new one now. Hang on.
when they did the whole the drafting of the superstars to their respective rosters, and then obviously we got little glimpses here and there of Bray Wyatt and Finn. I was excited. I was thoroughly excited. I'm like, oh man, we got the Edo Worlds versus the Demon King. On paper, that sounds like a great thing. Hype wise, not really anything I was really interested in.
I have a question for you though.
Go ahead.
Is it fair to throw that in there due to the fact that we didn't see the Sister Abigail versus the Demon match?
Yes.
Due to Bray Wyatt's sickness, because the match on Raw was good. The match at SummerSlam was really good. It's just that when it came to the final act, we didn't really get to see it.
Well, I'm gonna say yes due to the fact that we discovered that Sister Abigail should have honestly been like an actual extra being, not like a extra persona of Bray Wyatt. Only reason why, because we should have seen we already seen Bray Wyatt's like breakdown in terms of like him being Bray Wyatt. I would have loved to have seen Sister Abigail being like I think when they did a rumor of this back in, I think it was early this year or maybe end of last year, throwing out the idea of maybe Paige or somebody like of that like just aura versus Bray Wyatt dressing like putting on like basically the woman's makeup, having the veil over his face and doing that. It didn't feel right.
I feel like I need to see the match. It was up there for me. I just couldn't do it because we didn't get to see the blow off. I mean, they're really acting like it never even happened.
Well, and here's the thing too. I think they could have spent a little more time developing the Sister Abigail character too.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's not saying that the matches weren't good. It's just more of I've seen a lot this year with 2017 WWE has actually done a lot with storytelling. A lot more they've done in recent years. Mm-hmm. I would have loved to have seen more.
I agree with you on that standpoint. Jeez.
Alexa Bliss and Bayley.
Oh my God. That is a great one.
That
Go on.
should've-
Because this is your life? Oh,
yeah.
man.
First off, that was probably the worst segment of the year. That should only be done if Mick Foley is involved, because he's literally the only one that can do it right.
I mean, let's not forget the last time he did it with Cena, it was terrible, too.
Yeah, it wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. The best one was obviously him and The Rock, but let's face it, Mick Foley's the only one that can really make it at least pretty good. I mean, the point of the feud mainly is to make both competitors look good. It did nothing for Bayley at all.
No, it did. It destroyed the shit
Yeah,
out of her.
I mean,
Agreed.
she refused to use that Singapore cane, which, I mean, I don't know what they're supposed to, I mean, I don't know where they're going with that with her, like, if they're, like, trying to do, like, her, like, she's supposed to be, like, the female Cena or something, but the thing is, Cena uses weapons, too, so that you can't really use that logic. I mean, that it's just calling her that it's not her nature to do that, but then she's in the wrong business. I mean, she was so great in NXT. She was so great in NXT. What happened?
Well, you got to think about 2017 was a year to heal. Let's think about it like that.
Yeah, but I mean, still,
I mean, character development wise, they rushed Bayley.
They they
y'all,
rushed.
Y'all know me saying that. Y'all know me saying that early in the year. The reason people love Bayley in NXT is because Bayley was the underdog.
Well,
Bayley was always losing. When Bayley came up to the main roster, she won. She was no longer the number one underdog. She was the New York Yankees. She was what CM Punk said to John Cena. He said, Boston is no longer the underdog. You're no longer the Boston. You're no longer the Boston Red Sox. You're the New York Yankees. And John Cena punched him in the face.
Yep.
because he's
It's
from
the
Boston.
same thing. It's the same thing. Bayley was behind Sasha. She was behind Bayley. She was behind Charlotte. You know, it was a full horsewoman. She always got overlapped. And when she finally had her moment, when she beat all three of them, it was a big deal. And it was finally, the underdog made it. She came to the main roster, she beat Charlotte on the first night. Then came, beat Charlotte again. Then, won the championship. Then came into WrestleMania and won the match. You're no longer the underdog. Why do we care about you?
Not only that, but the booking of Bayley is the fact that we talked about this earlier in the year that with Charlotte, her undefeated streak should have went down at WrestleMania. It should not have been touched at Fastlane at all.
Oh man, I wonder who said that.
I give you that. I give you that.
Was Bayley that did that? That was Sasha for a second.
Yeah, it made no sense whatsoever for her to win that Fastlane. It would have made more sense for an undefeated pay-per-view streak that they've been proclaiming for X amount of months to go down at the biggest stage of them all.
Mm-hmm.
And to have it, so yeah, Bayley keeps losing, but she somehow claws her way back. And that's, boom, right there, culmination right there in order to win the championship. And then on top of that, when you go back to your thing of how Bayley, like in the Alexa Bliss feud, was awful, she got destroyed by a kendo stick numerous times. It wasn't just once.
Yeah.
It wasn't just twice. Yeah. It was 3 times.
I mean,
minimum.
It just didn't. I mean, it just made Bliss look good, which
she is.
Well, I mean, she is, but I mean.
Hey, don't mess with my 5 Feet of Fury.
One-sided feuds always turn out, or always just, they usually just destroy the other person to the point where they're never the main event caliber that you've always saw them to be. I mean, at this point, unless Bayley's with Sasha, she doesn't get over anymore. I mean, she's always out there with Sasha.
Unless she's overseas, they love her overseas.
I mean, I don't.
They love her in London. They love her over there. I don't know why. They love her over there.
It just ruined it. That's my pick though.
Feud of the year.
Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman.
Okay, Chief starting off with Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman.
That was just really exciting to watch. Just keep watching Braun Strowman just keep running out every week, destroying Roman Reigns was just so satisfying to watch.
Oh, the Roman hate. Wait a minute. Weren't you supposed to be wearing a certain shirt?
I haven't bought it for him yet. I will get it. Trust me.
Oh, okay,
Trust me. He is due.
I want him to keep that same energy in that Air Samoan. I want him to keep that same energy.
He will get it. I trust and believe he will get it.
No, but I mean that was definitely entertaining to watch. I mean, but in all seriousness, no. I mean, it elevated Braun Strowman to way more new heights, than everything leading up to that, because he's beating up basically the top guy. It helped Roman Reigns a lot too, I mean, because it wasn't just Roman winning if Roman kept winning, then it would have been my worst feud of the year, because then it just ruined basically your next big monster. It just ruined everything. But instead, Braun kept winning, and that helped. That helped, in my opinion, helped Roman more, because then when he finally won, that's like there's your giant hurdle, and you just got over it. So in my opinion, that helped Roman more, that he won like maybe one or two of those matches. But just watching Braun Strowman just come out and just be destructive, it's like, okay, this is setting us up for some really great stuff in the future. I think it was probably the longest feud of the year as well. But it was just, I would have said Styles Cena if that had gone on a couple more months like it did last year. But yeah, for me, Braun and Reigns was just a really good feud. It has some great moments too.
The fun thing is, I'm actually going to co-sign with Cheese on this one. I can't go anything different. And here, I'm going to take your points, but I'm going to highlight more of the moments that they had.
Go ahead.
Can we also talk about the fact that we had some Attitude Era-esque moments in that in this whole feud?
Yes.
Like, keep in mind, I think the big thing that jumps out to me the most is, I can't remember which pay-per-view it was. You can like make sure you specify which one it was, when they had the ambulance match. But my thought process was, this man done backed up a daggone ambulance into the semi-trailer.
Yeah.
Man, and the fact of the matter is, that pay-per-view, they even had to throw out Kurt Hawkins and Heath Slater for like a random match in order to pry Braun out of an ambulance. For him to get out of the ambulance and like wave off everything, I'm like, okay, they're making me interested in this feud now. Because they're going back and forth with one another, and it was great. I mean, you got to see Braun like destroy Roman numerous times, and before with the ambulance, tip over an ambulance, might I add.
Lift your knees, Braun. Lift your knees.
With pure strength. Like this isn't like, oh, we had like some hoist on the back of it. No, we saw him lift the daggone thing himself.
True.
And like, for him to get out of an ambulance like just got crushed, and to look at his eyes to know that he's going to destroy Roman, and has done it consistently throughout the feud, even though they've gone back and forth, it was a fantastic feud done this year. And they actually promoted Braun Strowman the right way. They actually created a monster that you can believe in. He's even had, like, look at the monster that he's even fought now. Big Show. You thought that was actually a good match.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. And Big Show actually put him over the top. Kane, he put him through a daggone he put him through a ring.
He did.
Braun broke the ring with Big Show. Like, I don't know what more I can say about Braun Strowman himself, but I was speaking about this feud specifically. They drew it out for months. They didn't oversaturate it. I think they did it the right way for a feud, for it to basically come to its natural conclusion. And if they wanted to revisit it again in later years, due to the fact that maybe had a little bit of quote unquote Shield influence or something like that, they can revisit it again. But I think they did this feud absolutely right.
My feud of the year is the Usos versus the New Day.
Yeah, too.
I mean, like, all that Braun and Roman match sound cool. It's cool and all, but every match these youngins had against each other was the best match on the card that night. I mean, we can start off at Money in the Bank, where they stole the show. Then we can go to Battleground, where they had the best match of the night. Then we can go to the kickoff of SummerSlam, which is better than every other match on the SummerSlam card. Then we can go to Sin City SmackDown, where again they had the best match of that whole night. Then we can go to Hell in a Cell, where they had the best match that night. Then we can go to Clash of Champions, where again they had the best match that night. Of course, it included Rusev Day and Gable and Benjamin, American Alpha 2.0, whatever they want to call themselves. But it was still the New Day and the Usos. Then we had to talk about the rap battle.
Oh God!
That was so much fun.
They had the line of the year with "Don't get all X-rated like your boy Xavier Woods." I mean, we're not going to always go carrying bags for Roman. I mean, do we need to discuss any further why this is the feud of the year? This is between two of the greatest tag teams that we have seen in the last 20 years. going at it, putting on the best performances, still in the show. When we thought tag team wrestling, the WWE was dead. It was especially dead on the SmackDown brand. The New Day and the Usos put the whole show on notice.
Can we also
every time they stepped on a pay-per-view?
Can we also note the fact that even the Usos managed to change the opinion of one co-host that we have here on the show today?
Oh yeah, and it's because of this feud.
It's because of this feud that I officially recognize the Usos as the team to beat in the business right now. In the E right now, that is.
But let's not jump too far. We gonna get to that. We gonna talk about tag teams too. You know, 'cause I got these facts here. But we're gonna move on to worst match of the year. I'll start. House of Horrors. Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. That's all I need to say. There's really nothing else to add to it. Anybody that's seen the House of Horrors match knows this is the worst match of WWE this year. But go on.
May I go next?
What you got?
The Survivor Series match.
Which one?
The Raw men versus SmackDown men.
Oh no!
You bugging. You bugging. Stop it.
No, hear me out. Hear me out.
You're bugging.
Hear me out.
Go on.
Look at all the guys that were on there.
Okay.
You had Bobby Roode. You had
Right.
Shinsuke. You had Cena. You had Shane. You had Orton. You had Strowman. You had Triple H. You had Angle. You had Balor and...
Braun Strowman.
No, I said Braun Strowman.
I didn't hear you say Braun Strowman.
Triple H,
And
Strowman,
Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe.
and Samoa Joe. Who were the first people that were eliminated?
Shinsuke Nakamura by Braun Strowman.
Nakamura, Rude,
Braun Strowman.
Joe.
Mhm.
All these
Big-
up and comers
big
were.
Cena.
All these new guys were eliminated. Who won the match?
Triple H.
Who did he pin?
Shane McMahon.
Who were in the final four?
It was Shane, Randy, Braun, and Hunter.
No, it wasn't. It was Angle, Triple H,
It was, yeah,
Strowman,
it was
and
Angle.
McMahon.
Oh no, you're right.
Who did that match help? No one.
So what?
You're going to tell me that match wasn't a big waste of time. It helped no one that's not Triple H. It didn't even help Cena or Orton.
It didn't help anybody. I mean, I don't think that's a fair estimation. Like, what did the Survivor Series match do for Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt last year when they won nothing? Like, and that was a great match.
And the only thing I'll give you the last 5 minutes of the pay-per-view. I mean, of that match.
A little bit more than that.
Well, okay, 10 minutes.
Last 10 to 12.
I give you last 10 minutes, but you're sitting there in what, half an hour of that match. You're thinking like you got all of these matches about to come to the surface. You're watching that. It wasn't a bad match at all.
So the moment the Shinsuke finish change, the Triple H Bobby Roode exchange, the Triple H and Shinsuke exchange, I liked all of that. I liked it all. I like the John Cena and Double RKO teaming up on Braun Strowman. I like all of that.
Yeah, it's all good, but it's not about how you start, it's how you finish.
Not necessarily.
But we can't just ignore how it started either because it finished poorly. Like I think we can all agree that it finished poorly, but I'm not going to say it's the worst match of the year compared to the House of Horrors match.
I was on board for a while. Then when I saw where it was going, I was like, okay, I don't care anymore, and I turned it off because I knew exactly where it was going. I was just like, done. What else is on?
I do agree though that whew, man.
Honorable mention Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman.
I actually like that match though.
I mean, but
I know you're probably going with the anticlimactic ending because you knew Brock was going to win, but that was a decent match.
It was a decent match, but I feel like it could have been better. Just a little bit better.
That's all Brock Lesnar matches.
Did you see the look in Brock Lesnar's eyes when Braun Strowman popped up from a German suplex like it was nothing?
Yeah.
I've never seen fear from a man like that before in my life.
All right, but moving on here, Jake.
I give honorable mention to Alexa Bliss and Mickey James, but you know.
We're talking about just worst match of the year. So we can do pay-per-views and do SmackDown and do Raw.
You do a house show for all I care.
We're getting that. This is the worst match of the year.
I can't remember which. I can't remember if this was a pay-per-view or it was on SmackDown. Actually, I think it was a pay-per-view. Randy Orton, Rusev.
Oh yeah.
Ooh yeah.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? 10 seconds? Really?
Yeah.
Really?
At least we got Rusev Day out of it.
And no one benefited from that.
There was no logical reason behind that match.
Yeah.
Zero.
I even forgot that match happened.
Oh, another honorable mention: John Cena and Rusev from Battleground.
Oh yeah.
But we're gonna talk about that later too.
But I'm just saying, 10 seconds into an RKO.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't need to say anymore. We're done. Go ahead.
The best match of the year. I mean, she's going to be predictable. I'm going to go ahead and throw out Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate at NXT TakeOver Chicago for the WWE United Kingdom Championship. I mean, it is. If you guys have not seen that match,
I've seen some of it.
I don't know what type of wrestling fan you are.
I've seen a little bit of it.
I've seen some. I like it. I like those guys a lot.
That match was so incredible. Like Tyler Bate hitting the AJ Styles spiral tap. Like there's so many things in that match in front of that NXT crowd that I'm going to give it all the love. It was the best match I've ever seen. It wasn't a super duper spot fest like some of the matches that will be nominated. It was a very good wrestling match. I'm giving it to Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Both men under the age of 24, by the way, with this match taking place. I'm giving them the nod as the best wrestling match of 2017. Cheese. What you got?
You kidding me? It's Okada Omega Wrestle Kingdom. I mean, come on. Come on. Have you seen their 3 matches? Come on. It's hard to argue against it. It really is.
I agree. It was a really great match. Even with the 90,000 tombstones, the 30 super kicks.
Rainmakers.
I mean, it's hard. I mean, you can make all the cases you want, but it's kind of hard to avoid the fact that was the top match of the year. I mean, come on. I'm not even going to divulge into it. I mean, you either know it or you don't. If you don't, you need to. It was just, Jay, you go.
This is one that was highly, highly recommended to me by Eddie, actually. So I went to the WWE Network, rewatched and watched it, and was absolutely amazed. I will go with our boys, the Usos, the New Day, Hell in a Cell. Oh my God! Oh my!
Oh wow!
Oh my Lord! You want to talk about a culmination of a feud ending in the right way?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Let's talk about the Usos some more. Let's go.
Like the New Day is fantastic.
Yeah.
The Usos are fantastic.
Yeah. Double check.
Oh my! Like
when they handcuffed Xavier Woods to the turnbuckle and took the kendo stick.
Oh my! Not only that, but they also like when they had the kendo sticks. They had put, I can't remember which Uso it was. They put the one kendo stick here. Yes. Yes.
Oh, man, what a great match.
And then like Xavier Woods fought out of the hand, like trying to fight with the handcuffs. Double Samoan splash out of nowhere, like for both Big E and Xavier Woods. What more do you want from me? Super kicks flying everywhere. I mean, Big E just doing Big E things. I don't know what more I could say.
It's true.
Yeah. I think if we could make a subcategory, that would be tag team match of the year.
Oh, that's going to my tag team match of the list too. But it's still the match of the like my wrestling match of the year.
Yeah.
It was that good.
And now to go on a high, to go back down low. Let's go to worst pay-per-view of the year. I'll start because it's definitely Battleground.
Yep. It always is. It's always Battleground.
Yep.
Like
it's never not.
I'm not gonna say never. I'm not gonna say it's never not the worst pay-per-view. You got to remember, was it last year when they finally finished all the Kevin Owens Sami Zayn feud? Supposedly, that wasn't a bad pay-per-view.
No, it wasn't. But this year you had John Cena versus Rusev in a flag match.
Terrible.
You had the Punjabi prison match.
Terrible.
It just it was not a good pay-per-view. It was pretty just repugnant. Outside of that New Day and Usos, that whole pay-per-view, you just throw that whole thing in trash. You can literally throw the whole thing in the trash can. It was that bad.
Basura.
Yeah, basura. Jay, what you got?
I'm co-signing with you. Battleground was absolutely terrible.
It was terrible. Cheese.
Battleground, what's next?
Okay, the best pay-per-view of the year.
Wrestle Kingdom! It was Wrestle Kingdom! Don't anyone argue with me. It was Wrestle Kingdom. It was freaking Wrestle Kingdom. Don't anyone argue with me. I am walking around to prove my dominance in this area. It is Wrestle Kingdom. Deal with it.
It's really not. It's really not. Even though I did like the Adam Cole.
Baby!
Kyle, thank you. Kyle O'Reilly match. I did like the Los Ingobernables against Ricochet, Satoshi and them, and the Bullet Club. Like, I did like the debut of Cody on that pay-per-view. Naito versus Tanahashi was really good. But if we're going to talk about anything, it's NXT TakeOver Chicago. I mean, Roderick Strong versus Eli. Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate is my match of the year. Asuka versus Nikki Cross and Ruby Riott in that triple threat match. And she tapped out both of them at the same time, like I said. Bobby Roode versus Tommy. The Odds of Pain versus DIY. Do y'all remember that match?
Yes.
Y'all the Odds of Pain versus DIY? And how Ciampa killed Gargano after that? What are we talking about? And number one, Wrestle Kingdom 11 not even better than NXT TakeOver War Games. Velveteen Dream versus Aleister Black? The War Games match?
That was a fun one.
What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? It is NXT TakeOver Chicago and NXT TakeOver War Games. Those are the pay-per-views of the year. I will mention 2 Wrestle Kingdom 11. I will mention also 2 Survivor Series outside the last match. Jay, what you got?
I had to go to the list of pay-per-views again so I can kind of re-familiarize myself.
What about Brooklyn?
Brooklyn is not in my top 5.
It's depressing because Brooklyn is usually good.
In terms of immediate, it's actually tough. I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
But impact-wise, just purely impact-wise.
Oh my God, he's picking Bound for Glory.
No, I'm not. Never.
Whoa.
Never.
No.
Stop yourself.
You said Impact.
Stop.
Oh my God. Shout out to Eli Drake though. I bang with that man.
Yeah.
I gotta. 40, like the amount of time that we talked about this in terms of, when I think about best, I'm thinking about like how many times do we talk about it for weeks and stuff to come, for good or for bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to go with Money in the Bank.
Oh, Money in the Bank was a really good pay-per-view.
And here's obviously it was like you had a bunch of good matches. I'm gonna just focus specifically on the men's and the women's Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
You know what happened with the women's Money in the Bank, and we talked about that one for weeks. I mean weeks.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Like the rule, everybody was debating the rule. Who was supposed it doesn't make sense for a man to get the
Eddie
Money in
was
the Bank.
right by that rule, by the way. Eddie was right in that rule, by the way.
Right, I'm saying, and the only thing the rule said was the first woman to touch grab possession of the briefcase. Didn't say that a man can't grab it for her and pull it down. So by the letter of the law, they were not wrong. They were not wrong. But we talked about that for weeks.
Yeah.
But then
One dude said that.
shut up. But then you also got the Money in the Bank men's ladder match where you had what? It was Shinsuke. You had AJ. You had Baron Corbin. Did you have Dolph Ziggler? You had who else in that match?
Sami Zayn.
Sammy, like
KO. Wasn't he?
KO.
like you had the amount of talent in that ring. First of all, then on top of that, Nakamura got destroyed by Baron before the match even started, so that kind of like said, oh well, he's out of the match. And then they just went back and forth from everybody. And then Shinsuke came back out of nowhere. He was holding his shoulder. He's like, all right, you want to really mess with me? Okay, here it is. 10 shots for you. Everybody gets one. I'm like,
kick your face off a ladder.
I'm like, oh my Lord. And then the preview that we got for I hope will be WrestleMania in 2018. The stare down and then the small little scuffle between him, Nakamura, and AJ. I will pay good money to see that. I at least for me right now, I will go Money in the Bank.
All right.
We also give a shout out to Elimination Chamber. I mean, that Elimination Chamber match, right? Like, that was a really, really, really good match. I mean, that was a really good match. That whole pay-per-view was really, really good. But let's go back to some more dirty news. Worst female wrestler of the year. I'll start. It's Lana.
Oh yeah.
There's no fans of us about it. I mean, Dana Brooke made it certainly hard for her, but it is completely and utterly Lana. She had one very mediocre match. Then she had about 5 terrible ones. She is by far the worst women's wrestler of the year. So there you go, Jay.
Had Lana not actually started to wrestle, I would have swallowed my words and gave Dana Brooke the nod after trying to give her some hope this year. Keep in mind, Dana Brooke did go through a traumatic experience. She did lose a boyfriend, like, to a very, very sudden death. So I can't really hold that much against her on that. But Lana takes a cake. She was awful this year as a wrestler. Great as a manager. She's a fantastic talker. She will get the job done for you. But as a wrestler, she needs to stay as far away from a ring as possible.
And also, she was part of that awful welcoming committee thing, too. I mean,
and on top of that, they didn't help her for what they actually put her in terms of a wrestling outfit. In my personal opinion. But that's just me. So, Lana will have to be my worst female wrestler of the year.
Oh, you guys are all wrong. You guys are all wrong. It's Eva Marie.
She didn't wrestle the full year.
She still
She
wrestled.
didn't wrestle this year?
She didn't wrestle.
Yes, she did.
No, she did not.
Okay, fine. Then we'll say someone that did. Emma.
Stop it.
Get out of here.
They had the whole... No, this was the year of the Emelina promo. Come on.
Emelina promo, they went back to Emma, and she actually wrestled, and actually was decent.
And she had really good matches.
But then they threw it all away and released her. How is that not... That's not the worst.
How is that... Wait. If she puts on decent matches, how does that put her at being the worst? We literally just laid out Lana, and you've seen every match that Lana has been in, and she was absolutely terrible.
Matches are bad. Single matches are bad. Lana is terrible. She is terrible.
Emma had matches against Nia... Hold on. Emma had matches against Nia Jax, Asuka. Who else? But Sasha.
Beat her. Beat Mickie James. In a good match.
I'm just gonna chill back here for a
moment.
What are we talking about here?
Man, we moving on. That's ridiculous.
You told Emma on that? Are you serious?
The best female wrestler of the year, Asuka. It's clear. 523-day title reign. The longest title reign in modern era for a male or female.
Still undefeated.
Matches with Nikki Cross in the first of a last woman standing match. Both matches with Ember Moon. The Fatal 4-Way to take over Chicago. She was the sole survivor at Survivor Series. I mean, what else are we talking about? What else are we to talk about?
I'm co-signing with that too, Asuka.
What's not given that to Asuka? I thought it was given there was Asuka.
Oh. Well, so we all agree.
I mean, the only other argument that you could kind of make is just Alexa Bliss, just how far she's come.
But she hasn't had. I mean,
she doesn't have Asuka's credentials. Yeah, I know, but let's just say Asuka was never in WWE.
She's number 2. Alexa Bliss is number 2.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss is definitely, and then Charlotte. Because come on, how are you not going to have Charlotte? But yeah, it's Asuka.
A pretty quiet year though. Charlotte had a pretty quiet year. I would go.
Sasha?
I'd probably go Ember Moon over.
Ooh, yeah.
I'd probably go Ember Moon or Sasha over Charlotte.
No, we'll put Peyton Royce probably, actually.
Moving on.
Peyton Royce don't even win matches. She don't win matches.
Hey, she doesn't have to win matches, man.
I mean, hey man, listen. I finally came to your side on that one. I follow on Instagram. I came to your side on that one. You were right.
Tag team of the year. It's the Usos. Who is the worst?
The Ascension.
Yes. Okay.
But y'all never cut me off from going in with my list on the Usos. I got a list. Hold on.
He's got the list of Eddie.
Right. We gotta let me pull up my list because it's clearly the Usos. I mean, we all know that. But
that's...
we're not gonna. We can't forget about their match with American Alpha where they won the tag team championship. I already mentioned their matches with the New Day. The matches with Breezango. Remember that feud with Breezango?
That's pretty decent.
Remember the match they had when he slayed in Rhino?
That was also
like
pretty good.
The Uso Penitentiary, how that got over. The Day One-ish, how that got over. I mean, it's clear. Shout out to the Young Bucks at number 2, but the Usos are the best tag team on the freaking planet right now. And that's just all there is to it. They play in the NBA. They play in the NFL. They are the number 1 guys. They are the New England Patriots. They are the best tag team in the world. Jay, any dispute? Chief said the Usos.
No disputes from me.
I mean, the only other thing you can say is the New Day.
Like, it's no dispute.
What are Young Bucks?
I'll say it's no dispute for me. I personally have an affinity for the New Day in terms of my love for them. But I give, like, in terms of this year alone, we're looking at it in a vacuum. The Usos.
This year alone, the Usos are already Hall of Famers, but we were like, are they really first ballot Hall of Famers, or are they gonna get in when they get in?
They're just like the obligatory tag team.
Yeah, this year
they are the first ballot.
They are headline.
They are cemented as, yo, when you mention great tag teams, you gotta mention them. You have to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we're looking at it right now, like I said, I personally love the New Day, but I'm looking at it from being realistic for this year. Best tag team of the year, the New Day, not New Day, the Usos. Sorry, the Usos.
Hey, don't forget the match with the Bar at Survivor Series.
Oh, that was fun
too. The match at Clash of Champions was again the best match of the night. I mean, but the worst tag team is the Ascension. I mean,
I can't believe they're still around.
It's unfortunate because they're so talented, but they don't. It's just, I don't understand what's going on with them and Breezango, and then they don't win matches.
The E has done them dirty.
Yeah, I don't understand.
They're old. They're like in their late 30s, dude.
So they still put on good.
I know they can, but the thing is that I'm just saying that because that means they don't have much time left, and they're being squandered.
They are being squandered poorly. They were so good at NXT.
They were great. Then they came up, and then they became the Road Warriors, and then everyone was sad.
Yeah, that's what screwed them over, honestly. When they said that we're better than the Road Warriors, and was wearing like the whole shoulder pad, and then they got beat up by like the NWO, the New Age Outlaws, the APA, all these old guys who they should have been destroying. That kind of set them on a. But that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about the biggest surprise of the year. It's Jinder Mahal becoming WWE champion.
Yep.
I mean, no one thought that Jinder Mahal was going to become WWE champion. I mean, Jinder Mahal was a WWE champion. The 50th WWE champion. That's a milestone. Jinder Mahal. And he beat AJ Styles. He beat Shinsuke Nakamura. He beat Randy Orton. I mean, Jinder was out here winning. And who was 3MB? All members of 3MB came back and won chip. Jinder Mahal becoming WWE champion is the biggest surprise for me. Jay, my brother, is surprised.
I like your Jinder Mahal. I like your Jinder Mahal surprise. I love it a lot. My biggest surprise, Brock Lesnar putting on a match with AJ Styles that didn't involve more than only suplexes. Yeah, I don't went there.
That's fantastic.
I mean, let's be real. Let's put it like this: Brock Lesnar's best match this year was with AJ Styles.
Yep.
In his second match with Samoa Joe.
Yes.
We got to shout that.
I will give you that. But AJ Styles, AJ Styles put him in a calf crusher that made Brock Lesnar after one F5, which is still skeptical to me, by the way, with one F5. He walked away limping. When have you seen him walk away limping?
I mean, Paul Heyman, then after that match, said that AJ Styles was the best wrestler in the world today.
Right. Like, you saw. Like, there were spots when that calf crusher was, like, you saw Brock Lesnar, like, grab him literally by his head and just drop him numerous times. Like, you get to see power, but you also got to see finesse from AJ Styles, taking him to a break that we have not seen Brock Lesnar go to in quite some time. Like, That's the type of match that I need to see from Brock Lesnar every single time in terms of being able to tell a story. I don't want to see German suplexes all the way around. That's stupid. You can't sell me on a match like that. We sell me on a match where, oh my God, there's drama. You can actually, it look like Brock Lesnar could actually almost go down. Yeah, Braun Strowman could have had that, but they also nerfed the crap out of that with one F5 too, which is complete BS, by the way. But AJ Styles and Brock Lesnar having a match not only with German suplexes, my big surprise of the year. Yeah, I'm savage.
Any man with two hands.
Oh! Good fight! That's a great one! He beat the WWE champion!
James Ellsworth.
Oh my God! I
The
thought I got away from
man
this man.
that was a joke at first, who came out and lived the dream of so many people around the world, who got to work for WWE. He won. Arguably, he put on some pretty fun matches. He beat AJ Styles, who was then champion. He got to hang out with Carmella for most of his career. I mean, he had probably one of the best years he'll ever have. And it was so much fun watching him. At first it was annoying, but then it just got better. And that was just the biggest surprise, is that they brought him back and they kept him as long as they did.
That's a great one, Keith. I actually might give you a gold star for that. I'm so proud of you.
I can't even
That was
mad at
fantastic.
that.
I mean, how could you not hate? I was sitting here thinking for him, like, you know what? James Ellsworth, he was over.
He was.
No chin music was the move.
It was. That's a fact. Well, the most shocking news. I got Jericho debuting in New Japan to go against Kenny Omega. Just the announcement, it shook the wrestling world, literally. Yeah. Alpha versus Omega. That's my shocking news. Honorable mention with Kurt Angle returning to the ring at TLC. Chief, what you got?
The meningitis outbreak that led to two good matches. With Kurt Angle joining the Shield, and then we got Finn Balor versus AJ Styles, who took a red eye from South America to be there and still put on a match like he got a full like nothing happened. You know, I mean that led to some pretty good stuff.
Jay.
He said, "Is this shocking news?" That's a very, very good question. I'm at the co-sign with yours, Eddie. I can't necessarily think of one literally off the top of my head. I mean, except for Alpha versus Omega out of nowhere, that we were like, "What the heck is he doing over in Japan?"
Thanks.
Can we go with the disappointment of the year?
Yes.
Yeah, that was going to next.
Okay, cool. My disappointment of the year is not his fault. I don't know what they're doing right now, and they've clearly shown it for the last few months. Finn Balor, man. I don't know what's going on.
Go on.
Digress.
Oh God. Okay. He was obviously we go from obviously he came back from his torn labrum, so obviously I gave him a chance to get rolling, which he did. Everybody was happy about that. But then, like I talked about my disappointing feud with him and Bray Wyatt, that could have been a lot more, especially given their given Finn's alternate personality and then what you can bring to the table.
Also mention why it got cut short by the meningitis.
Yeah, we'll give him the meningitis thing. I'm putting that match between him and AJ is in a very like small vacuum, keeping it right where it is because it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But then the booking towards the end of this year,
with him getting destroyed by Kane,
getting destroyed by Kane, getting in matches with Curtis Axel and Kurt Hawkins, almost on a weekly basis now. The fact that Vince McMahon has no faith in this man in order to hold a title. The Universal title, fine, whatever. You're gonna put it in the hands of Brock, the hands of Roman, whatever. We'll deal with that when that time comes in terms of the matches he can put on. You can't even get this man the Intercontinental Championship. He deserves that. We should not be subjected to matches with jobbers. for Finn Balor. He's earned more than that. He was the first Universal Champion, for God's sake.
True.
Like, he deserves more. Like I said, it's not his fault. I'm not blaming Finn for where he's at right now. But in terms of pure disappointment for booking for him, for a man of that talent, and to what he's shown us, I am very disappointed in Finn Balor and his booking.
Mine is the Women's Royal Rumble announcement.
Oh, yeah.
The execution of that
terrible.
Was absolutely egregious. It was absolutely horribly executed. I mean, this is part of the reason why, in my opinion, women's wrestling always takes a backseat. Because why would they be fighting, right? Everybody's fighting. For one, everybody's fighting. Stephanie McMahon comes out. No security. Just Stephanie McMahon by herself. Just her voice gonna stop you guys from fighting each other, even though Absolution had tried to end all of you guys' wrestling careers, right? Okay, cool. Then she gets in the ring and she makes an announcement out of the random. Okay, cool. Then you guys start hugging, celebrating, holding hands, lifting arms. Doesn't make any sense. Why are the good guys and the bad guys in the ring as they were just fighting each other 5 minutes ago, lifting their arms up, talking about girl power? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Why should we take y'all serious if y'all like each other? Where's the execution? Where's the wrestling psychology in that? Not every big moment for women's wrestling needs to be a hug and holding hands, let's say kumbaya. When men first get announced, they're not in the ring shaking hands saying, oh, we're doing this for the culture. No. They mug each other. They build anticipation for future matches. Why is Alexa Bliss the champion happy about a Royal Rumble match? Why is she jumping around, hopping to the arms of Nia Jax? What champion is happy, what heel champion is happy about the Royal Rumble? It doesn't make any sense. It is poorly executed. It was poorly handled. It was unnecessary. If you were going to announce it, you might as well have announced it at the beginning of the show and have them fight later. But for them to be fighting, claim they hate each other, it's this blood feud against Absolution, and then to all of them be holding hands and hugging and raising those arms in the ring, it's completely and utterly ridiculous. It was the most disappointing thing I've seen all year, and I am upset because those women deserve better than that from a wrestling standpoint. You wanted to make the announcement matter. Cool. I get it. But that was not the way to do it. It was poorly done. Shame on whoever thought of it. Women's wrestling don't always need to be applauded and holding hands and hugging. Just wrestle. We're going to let the fans do the applauding for you. You don't have to force it. WWE, Stephanie McMahon, I get it. We're excited to see the Women's Royal Rumble. Are we not excited?
Oh, I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to bring us some really good things. But
so we don't need the holding hands and the hugging. We came to watch y'all fight. Y'all were fighting. Why is it just taking one woman's voice to break y'all up from fighting? No security? Why y'all hugging with Absolution? Doesn't beating y'all up and jumping y'all for weeks? I'm confused. It was bad. It was bad. It was bad. They ruined a historic moment for everybody. It was bad. I'm sorry.
Jeez.
You know, the way they handled Neville.
Oh, yeah, that's fantastic.
He started off the year and easily could have finished the year as one of the top wrestlers of the year. And yet somewhere halfway through, they lost sight of what they were doing. They made him unhappy, and he hasn't been seen forever, it feels like. Even though it's only been a couple months.
I'll tell you exactly what happened. They made him look like an absolute jobber
Yeah,
to
they
Enzo.
for some reason
To Enzo.
They thought Enzo was a better draw than Neville. You could not have wasted more talent if you tried. When you were striking while the iron was hot, and then you just decided to stop. I don't know why they did this. I don't know who thought this was a good idea, but Neville's never coming back.
No, and why would he?
So we can all, I guess at this point, we can all appreciate what we had with Neville, but we'll see him back over in Japan very soon.
Agreed. Worst male wrestler of the year.
Jinder Mahal.
For me, it's Big Cass. Who is that?
I said Jinder Mahal.
Oh.
Jinder, look at that. Come on, he's not that good. Come on. They pushed him just for the Indian market. He's not good.
I will name 3 wrestlers off from the top of my head for you, and after Eddie goes with his, to tell you who's worse than Jinder Mahal.
Big Cass, it should be one of them.
Actually not, but
Big Cass got hurt. But he had a terrible match with the Big Show before he got hurt. He had terrible mobile matches with Enzo before he got hurt. But you try and carry Enzo.
Then you had the Enzo in a cage match. Like, these matches were not good. They were some of the worst matches of the year that he was a part of. I mean, you can say, yeah, Jinder had some pretty decent matches. Big Cass had just a bunch of bad matches. And I think that's the part that matters.
And then also you gotta realize that Jinder actually put on a very good showing against AJ. I know it's AJ, but still.
And his match against Randy Orton, beat Randy Orton, was actually a really good showing too. But my honorable mention is for Randy Orton, actually. He literally, we want to talk about stock dropping. You want to talk about how the mighty has fallen. You want to talk about disappointment. You want to talk about matches that should have been classic that he was just ghost walking through. You want to talk about laziness, perceived level of empathy and not caring and not bringing your all to wrestling. You got to talk about double RKO, Randy Orton. There are a lot of matches he was in that could have been great, should have been great. He should have been carrying. They didn't. And for a guy that was once touted to be the greatest superstar, Triple H said that Randy Orton had all the tools to be the greatest superstar. In 2004, they was telling us how great Randy Orton was going to be. 13 titles later, do anybody care if Randy Orton on SmackDown next week? No. Why? Because he's not a factor. He's opening popcorn matches now. That's what we do with Randy Orton. John Cena would never be in that position. John Cena would never. And that's the guy who you, Randy Orton, was going to be better than. They said John Cena's going to be gone within the years. And Randy's going to be one of the greatest of all time. And Randy is now someone that no one cares to see. He's not missed on the show. But we talk about John Cena every week. It's terrible. He had a bad year. He had a bad couple of years, but this year cemented it. So I got Big Cass with an honorable mention to double RKO. Jay.
Is it fair for me to include jobbers in this list?
The jobbers, bro. So
you could, but it's a cop out.
It's kind of their jobs to be terrible.
So you can't say Kurt Hawkins.
If it's Kurt Hawkins, that's the worst cop out ever.
No.
Shout out to him 150 and 0 though. That's a
You mean 0 and 150?
Yeah, 0 and 150. Shout out to that.
Alright. I'm going to think about this for a quick second.
Chief, go on to your Jinder Mahal thing.
Yeah, he had a couple of good matches, but the thing is, he came back, had like 5 matches, and then they gave him a title just to capitalize on the Indian market, which, if you look at the numbers, didn't really even work out that well. It was just to placate, and it took too damn long. It should have gone no more than 2 months, and it went like 3 or 4. And he's just not that good. I can't emphasize that enough. He's not terrible, but he's just not that good to be a champion for that long. And just to push him that fast, just for a market group. When he's been gone forever, then he comes back, and it's just irrational to me, So, Yeah, he wasn't he didn't have the worst matches, but that being said, he was still the worst. Because he was still pushed as a top guy when he's the furthest thing from it.
Alright, I got mine.
Mm-hmm.
As much as it pains me to say this, and I'm saying this for a multitude of reasons, Enzo.
Oh, that's a great fit.
Enzo Amore.
Yep.
The feud that they have with Big Cass, wrestling wise, awful.
Mm-hmm.
Talking wise, it's like some of the best things I ever heard when it first started.
Mm-hmm.
But then it dragged on, and then it got worse.
Yep.
And then they decided, and on top of that, even beforehand, when they were still a tag team, who basically carried the match? Big Cass.
Yep.
That's not true, man. Enzo wrestled most of the matches. I mean, Big Cass barely.
In terms of effective offense, who carried the match?
Well, yeah, that's because he's the hot tag man. Of course, they're gonna have the most effective move when you're in that position.
Enzo really, for me, does not have the wrestling ability to really put on a decent match. And then the whole thing with 205 Live, he's still not putting on decent matches.
Mm-mm.
The Zoe Train is basically putting on a match for him. Drew Gulak is his MVP.
Even though that match with him and Kalisto was really good.
I'm just saying, Drew Gulak is his MVP. I can see why too when I went to 205 Live back in a couple weeks ago. But he does. I mean, it was great. I wanted to root for him and Big Cass when they first obviously hopped on the scene on the main roster. They should have won a tag title. They should have held it for a good amount of time. WWE did not pull the trigger when they were really hot.
And rightfully so, because they didn't have no longevity.
I mean, I would have at least put it on them at least once.
They didn't beat nobody. They didn't deserve the title. They didn't do anything.
Well, they should have beat. I'm saying they should have beat somebody, and they should have at least won a title. Something they didn't do at NXT.
They were only good for a catchphrase. Their matches were terrible. We were just talking about how terrible their matches were.
But we were talking about selling product too.
Yeah, that's why they knew they kept the title, because they were the ones selling the product. They were the ones selling the product.
But in any case, Enzo for me, just as a wrestler, doesn't do anything for him. As a talker, we know he has the ability. We have seen it to rip somebody a new one and have a crowd behind him. But he doesn't do it in the ring. It just doesn't really do much for anyway. So he's going to be losing to Cedric Alexander if they do it right, if it's purely wrestling, which they're not going to. I can see it happening.
I think you helped me my Big Cass point. Because at least Enzo can talk. And Big Cass can't even do that.
But Cass can't come in, but Enzo can't wrestle.
Neither can Big Cass.
He can do it better than Enzo. He can do it better than Enzo.
Name a Big Cass match better than Enzo and Kalisto. You can't, because there wasn't one.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, to be fair, they only had a few like singles matches with him.
I mean, he had the match with Jericho. He was in that Fatal 4-Way match, which he wasn't stand out in. He had he had like 3 or 4 matches with Enzo. He had 3 or 4 matches with Big Show. They were all bad. And let's not talk about how like he came in the tag team matches, did all 4 moves, and that was it.
So you talking about? So you said besides Jericho and the Fatal 4, with probably 3 other good 3 other good superstars, probably Hall of Famers.
Where he didn't contribute anything.
Well, and then you also talked about the fact you got 3 matches with a bad wrestler, aka my Enzo pick that I already talked about, and then a Big Show that's basically out the door anyway.
Well, you can't say bitch out the door anyway, and bitch had a great match with everybody else.
I mean, if you got Braun Strowman making you look like a dang old superstar, what am I going to say to that?
I mean, this is the same bitch that had a great match with Mark Henry too. Like
how many years ago was that though?
Big Show has the precedent of when he wrestles bigger guys, he has great matches. That's a precedent. That's not being out the door. Because we didn't know Braun Strowman was that good until he wrestled Big Show. He wrestled Big Show before he wrestled Roman Reigns. So we're not gonna say like, oh, we knew all along that Braun Strowman was. No, we didn't. So we're not gonna take that away from Big Show. Big Show was the one that brought out the Braun Strowman. We're not going to take that away from Big Show because Braun Strowman's good now. Braun Strowman said it himself. Big Show helped me. Big Show. So we're not going to sit and say, oh, he's out the door when it benefits Big Cass, but, oh, we had a great match with Braun Strowman. That benefits him.
I didn't say it benefited Big Cass. I'm saying he's still... Big Cass is much better than Enzo in wrestling.
not though. They're both bad.
There's a standard right there. I'm saying they're both bad. I'm saying Enzo was worse.
I don't agree because Big Cass. You said that Mania match where Big Cass had a better performance than Enzo versus Kalisto.
Well, we can agree to disagree, but either way, we got both of them on the chopping block.
Facts. This is easy for me. Best wrestler of the year is the phenomenal AJ Styles. I mean, he has a WWE Championship reign. He has 2 United States title reigns. He has that match with Cena, the triple threat on SmackDown with John Cena and Bray Wyatt, the Elimination Chamber match, the match with Finn, the match with Kevin Owens at No Mercy, the match with Brock Lesnar. He's the first person with the WWE title overseas. His match with Shane is probably the best match on WrestleMania. And it's all this in his second year. Like, he was going to be Hall of Famer in 2 years. He is back-to-back Superstar of the Year for me. I mean, it's not even close in anywhere. I guess honorable mention is to, like, Braun and Kenny Omega, who's finally becoming a somebody in wrestling, not all the other big dogs in WWE. Shout out to them. Maybe Roman, I guess. Dean Ambrose being an Iron Man, but AJ Styles is the best wrestler of 2017. I mean, to me, it's point blank period. It's simple. But Cheese, I see you shaking your head over there. Go on, man.
No, I was shaking my head to Roman Reigns. No, not even on this list at all.
Don't sleep on Roman Reigns. But
I mean, yeah, it's easy to say AJ Styles, and normally I would. And I will actually still stay AJ Styles.
I was like, wait a second, at least you get in the blasphemous territory.
My second, I think we gotta agree AJ Styles is number 1 here. So we should talk about a second. So for my second, I'm taking Okada, who's had a series, because if you look at his career, at one point he was a jobber. Look at where he is now.
Kazuchika Okada,
yeah, you got it right. Yeah. Okada, AJ Styles. Just say AJ Styles. That's all you need to say. So he's obviously the best. But for my second best of the year, yeah, it's Okada. Mom's backing him. So that is.
Alrighty
then. Jay?
Obviously AJ Styles is number 1 for me. And I've seen it firsthand in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
My number 2 is actually is going to be Braun Strowman. And I already laid out my list in the previous episodes of why Braun Strowman was at one point my MVP of the year.
Mm-hmm. And you were wrong then, but it's okay.
Sure.
I forgive you.
But I mean, my number 2 would be Braun Strowman. I mean, they've actually they developed him really well all throughout this year. And honestly, if he doesn't get if he somehow does not get a title in this next calendar year, it's a daggone travesty. That's all I'm saying.
Just like that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy, right?
Shut up! We ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that.
Speaking of worst wrestlers.
Oh snap! We didn't think about this.
How could I forget? Wait! How could I forget? Mojo, baby! I ain't forget about you. I mean, I did because you're not irrelevant. But Mojo! Remember this day? How important the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy was? Oh man, Mojo!
Did you also remember that I changed my tune really quickly when I saw what Mojo had not done?
All I'm saying is you should listen when I say things, Jay. Because most of the time I'm right. Because Mojo they got the first win of like the whole year. What? Last Mid Class champion? Was that what that was? That was Mojo against Zack Ryder, who I mean, woo, I guess. I mean, that is Jesus, man. Cheese, speak for your boy. Tell us about how great Mojo's year was, Cheese.
He won a match. Woo! Hall of Fame bound, greatest of all time, Mojo Rawley. He finally won a match. We can end it now. He is officially the best of all time.
When you said that Mojo was going to be better than Jinder, I remember that.
I said that?
I think you did.
I probably did. It sounds like something I would say.
I mean, and one of them just won their first match in 2017, and the other one is the 50th WWE champion. It's just so great to just prove, just look at you guys and be like, you were wrong, I was right, of course. I mean, The Andre the Giant. I love that. I would never let you get over that. The importance of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Because that's done so much for Baron Corbin, Mojo Rawley, Cesaro, and the Big Show. It's done so much for them. And for you to talk about Mojo, you got some nerve. Gronk's bad boy. What a year for him. But back to some good wrestlers.
Can I throw out a category right now? Funniest wrestling moment of 2017.
Funny?
Like funny and like as in the moment you're probably laughing like, oh my god, like this is great, but it's also funny at the same time.
LeVar Ball.
That in that rap battle when Jay Uso said, "Don't get all X-rated like your boy Xavier Woods." That was the. I mean, wow. I mean, yikes. Oh, wow. I mean, who thought that I was ever going to come up with WWE television? Yeah. I got a couple actually.
How about the tragedy that was having LeVar Ball on your show?
Oh, when LaMelo said the N-word?
Oh my lord!
Yeah.
Who thought that was a good idea? Honestly.
Yeah.
We knew that was gonna be a tragedy in the making.
Yikes. That was bad funny. That wasn't funny though.
These wrestling moments wise funny. Do you remember when I think it was a Fatal 4-Way when they announced Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe, Brock, and I can't remember who was the fourth person. I think it's Roman.
Mm-hmm.
And the security came out and tried to break them all up. Braun knocking everybody out the way. He had that one security guy throw him over the top rope.
Oh yeah, it almost killed him.
That dude fly.
Or when the referee, or when the ring broke and the referee almost broke his face.
Oh no!
In that Braun and Big Show match.
Yeah, and then my second one is I think it was the pay-per-view when Randy Orton was fighting Jinder Mahal, and he basically like do the suplex on the announce table.
Oh, when he almost killed that thing.
Yes.
Oh my god! Him in the air.
You saw his face after. He was like this. Ew.
Yeah, because he knew he messed up. He just stormed. It was like, there you go. Like, make it work.
I was like, oh my lord. Looking at reactions, it was like, dang, that's how you feel about people today?
Man, y'all went to that number 2 wrestler of the year thing, and that kind of made me mad, because I didn't even think of the number 2 wrestler.
Well, it's because I figured AJ Styles was the given, so that's why I said we should come with someone else.
It was a given, that's true.
So then, when AJ Styles isn't a number 1, I will be surprised.
That's true. So, looking into 2018, guys, like, what do we want to see from?
More Aleister Black. Way more Aleister Black.
I give you that.
I mean, it seems like we're getting Aleister Black and Adam Cole again.
Baby!
It's going to be and that's one. I mean, keeping the NXT theme, I mean, I need to see Adam Cole win that NXT championship. I need to see the Undisputed Era holding all of the championships. I mean, they already got the tag team titles. I want to see, more Aleister Black, more Velveteen Dream.
More Patrick Clark.
More Patrick Clark, the Velveteen from Washington D.C. You know, my hometown. You know, and WWE wise, I mean, do we hope that Kenny Omega can show up and play with?
Less Roman Reigns would make everyone happy.
Shut up! Why are you such a hater?
Say that in that Air Samoan shirt. Do we want to see Kenny Omega come with the big boys?
It'll be a shock. It'll be a shock. I'm not sure if I want it.
I mean, he does the way he gives his interviews as like he should come over and play with the big boys.
I mean, I think right now the Wrestle Kingdom thing's a setup for it, but
Cody Rhodes return.
Oh, I am all for that.
Okay, I'll be down for that.
He gotta be an honorable mention on these superstars.
Yeah, he's had a great year ever since he left.
I mean, he just lost the Ring of Honor title, but he had a great year. He was the first. They showed him on TNA and Ring of Honor the same week. Like showed him at Wrestle Kingdom. Like he, and I mean I think he was a part of all Big Four pay-per-views. He's the only star to be a part of all Big Four pay-per-views across the world. He was a Final Battle, Wrestle Kingdom, WrestleMania, and Bound for Glory.
Son of a gun.
I think he did that this year. So man, shout out to Cody Rhodes, man.
What I would like to see, and they've already teased it, I need to see that WWE Championship between AJ and Shinsuke.
And less Shane McMahon, please.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Have more Daniel Bryan.
Well, Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan returns to the ring because he wants to make it happen.
I think we're actually, when we talk about WrestleMania season, I mean Daniel Bryan and Shane have to. If it's not Daniel Bryan and Shane, they're wasting our time. But after that, I mean, I am good. I am all set on Shane McMahon's centric storylines. I am all set. Like, I am so tired of just everything revolving around Shane McMahon.
I would say, going along those lines, less authority storylines and actually more wrestling storylines.
Agreed. Like, I mean, ever since Shane returned, WrestleMania was about Shane and Taker. Like, last year's WrestleMania, the biggest feud on SmackDown wasn't Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt. It was Shane McMahon and AJ Styles. Now it's Shane McMahon and Kevin Owens. Now it's Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. For all that, you might as well just be a wrestler and not the commissioner of SmackDown.
What I would like also, continue Asuka's undefeated streak and put the women's belt on her.
Thanks. She needs to win that Women's Royal Rumble, actually. That she needs to just go ahead and they just need to make her like the greatest women's superstar of all time. Cheese, you got anything?
More Aleister Black. More Peyton Royce and Billy Kay. More. Call up Sanity. Call up Sanity. I want
Agreed.
that. I want Sanity and New Day.
Agreed. Agreed. I actually wouldn't be upset if like Sanity became like Bray Wyatt's new family. I mean, I think for 2018 there needs to be a re-energized Bray Wyatt. For one, he can't be a cult leader without a cult. That's why he's a cult leader but has no followers.
I mean, it would have to be a fight between Eric Young and Bray Wyatt for control of Sanity, because there's no way Eric Young's going to going to do a diminished role thing.
I don't know. I don't know if that's true.
What else do I want? Yeah, return to Cody Rhodes would be fun.
Can we maybe get some beer money in 2018?
Yes. Just give us one of those. Just give us an NXT takeover, whatever, beer money. That'd be great. Just give us a one night only thing.
Yeah, with the Bobby Roode and James Storm against I would love to see Bobby Roode and James Storm against the.
I like to see EC3 defect back to the WWE.
And beat EC3 or beat Derek Bateman, because we remember how that worked out.
And I'd like for there to be less injuries, please.
Also, can we have more than one women's storyline going at one time?
Yes.
For both those, can we actually, since there's so much into this revolution, and can we get less hugging and hand holding and more thought out wrestling based storylines for more than just one central theme?
And can we get the Miz a big title run just one more time, even if it's a short one? Because I think he's earned it at this point to be a 2-time world champion. I think he's earned it. Can we get him one more?
And he was a Rolling Stone Wrestler of the Year.
Yeah, let's give him one more run. I feel like he's definitely deserved it at this point. So yeah, that'll be fun too. More Miz talk, because he's just the best at it, and more Paul Heyman, because everything's better with Paul Heyman.
And bring back Talking Smack. It was a great show.
Yes, please.
I don't know why I know why they got rid of it. I don't like it.
But I think that's all we got here, Jay.
All right.
These games is on. Time to get to the love.
Got to Skull Vikes because we already up in the lead right now. So let's go and close this bad boy out, gentlemen.
Okay, go ahead.
Y'all ready? All right. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this last episode of the Triple Threat Podcast for 2017. We have enjoyed doing this show for you all, talking anything wrestling, whether it's here in the U.S. with WWE when it comes to Raw, SmackDown, NXT, any news we come from the wrestling world, even from New Japan, anything down in Mexico that we see. We have enjoyed doing this for you guys, and 2018 will be no different. It actually will be a lot better coming this upcoming year. So look forward to many more episodes with us and more content with us as well. I've enjoyed making the show with you guys. You all have been a pleasure to work with this year, and looking forward to even more success for the upcoming year of 2018. Would you all agree?
Yes, I would.
She likes me. He really likes me.
So,
oh my God, this is so special.
So, guys, if you enjoyed the Triple Threat Podcast, please drop a like at the bottom of this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you are new. Our Twitter handles will be in the link in the description down below for all of you all to come follow us to see our shenanigans that we usually go through on a regular basis, and for our and messing with cheese on a regular basis too.
True.
And on top of that, you'll see our immediate reactions to Raw and SmackDown as they occur, and just overall you'll have a good time. So in the meantime, I am Jay.
Stay woke. I'm Cheese. Stay woken.
I will smack you the next time you say stay woke.
I said stay woken, dude. Have you not seen Matt Hardy?
I will smack the stuff.
I clearly have left the picture for a reason, people.
Stay woken with Matt Hardy, everyone.
Oh man. And I'm just the greatest man that ever lived, of course, with his girlfriend blowing up his phone. So yeah. Close this out, big boy.
All right, and you all enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great and happy new year, and we will see you all in 2018. Peace out, and have a good one.